Geeta.
Are we on? I think we're on. Okay. Hi,
Yeah.
everybody, and welcome to this episode of our Netherwar playthrough, the Alloy Additum. Thank you for joining us as we continue the fight to beat back Una, Queen of the Netherworld. My name is Alex, and I will be your humble game master for this series. Tonight, we will be playing Mutants and Masterminds 3rd Edition, published by Green Ronin Publishing. This is the world's greatest superhero RPG. It is a D20 system with serious emphasis on cinematic superhero action, allowing heroes to leap into the comic book universe of your choice or your creation. Players also benefit from an extremely robust character creation system that allows them to create any hero they can imagine. One thing I personally enjoy is the use of hero points to allow characters to push themselves to greater heights. These points are earned by leaning into the genre, acting heroically, and suffering setbacks just like superheroes in other media. We have some amazing heroes gathered tonight. Say salutations, heroes.
Salutations, heroes.
M&M line developer Crystal is also back with us, reprising the role of the recently rescued Seven tonight. Thank you so much for hanging out with us again, Crystal.
Thank you for having me on again. I usually expect after people have me as a guest, they never want to see me again.
No.
No. That's how I feel about my writing, but you keep asking me to come back, so we'll just have to agree
Okay,
to
it's how I
disagree.
feel about my writing.
Oh, no. I think that's just the author's curse.
Yeah.
Speaking of authors, Crystal just had her first issue of Wonder Woman come out.
Which is so awesome. I need to read it so bad.
It's not a full issue of Wonder Woman. It's a Wonder Woman story in a larger anthology of love
So
stories.
cool.
Yeah, it's DC Love is a Battlefield #1, is that right?
Yep.
Awesome.
About once a quarter, DC puts out a big anthology issue, like they did Endless Summer. Was that? No, I guess it wasn't last year. I guess it was 2 years ago. Time has no meaning.
Especially right now.
I know
But they
that
do
feeling.
they do a couple of these a year, and they asked me to write a Wonder Woman story for this one.
And I read it, it's really good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and you can...
Now that it's
Oh, go ahead, Crystal. Yep.
I was gonna say, now that it's out, I can spoil that the villain is one of my personal favorites, Blue Snowman.
I had a feeling you had a connection to the villain of the story. You can pick it up at dccomics.com, Comixology, or, the best way to do it would be your friendly local comic book store, as long as there's one that is close and is, pandemic safe and everything for all the folks at home. I also want to give everyone a chance to tell us a little bit about themselves, the character they will be playing, and where else we can find them. And I'm just going to go in the order that everybody is on my screen. So, starting with Kevin.
All right. Well, if I'm not here, probably not too many places online. So I'll be in one of my gaming groups or teaching middle school, one of those two. You can see why I need this escapism. I'll be playing Overdrive, who's been recently named Overdrive by Deathgate. So, yeah. Time is beginning to speed up for this beatster.
Beautiful.
Over to you, Jonesy.
Hi everyone, I am Jonesy. You can usually find me here on the Netherwar stream playing Deathgate, our living embodiment of all things ghostly. And then other than that, you can find me on Tuesday nights where I'm running Werewolf the Apocalypse for our lovely crew here on Untold Stories Project.
And Everly?
Hi, I'm Everly. I'm one half of Geek House. We're a YouTube duo. We have a channel, Geek House. We do reviews and reactions, and we just started leaning really heavily into streams because we got approved for membership, so people can become members of the channel, not just subscribe. So we're starting to stream a lot. I was literally streaming Valheim right before this. I'm playing Darkstar, who is a mess of a teenager. Grew up in a very bad place and is still kind of learning how to exist in a less bad place, and now she's in the Netherworld. So there you go.
Sorry.
She's very angsty for now because she's a teenager. Come on.
That's true. And
She's I think she's the youngest. She's 14.
And Andy.
Hi, I'm Andy. I'm kind of one of the behind-the-scenes guys here at the Untold Stories project. I've been a player in most of Alex's Titan City games that we've run on the channel. I'm also the host of our StoryForge side project on our YouTube channel, where I kind of go over systems that you might not see out there, and I do character creation for them to kind of give you an idea of what the game's like. I am also one half of the cosplay duo Skyward Bound Cosplay with my wonderful girlfriend who is in the chat tonight. We do cosplay here in Central Ohio. We go to OhioCon, we go to MatsuriCon, we go to Origins, and we kind of just pull out our cosplays and have a good time wandering around. So
They've actually won the Origins costume convention a couple of times.
PETA has
Oh, wow.
specifically. She has won
Nice.
for. She did Sorceress from He-Man.
Wow.
That was her big win. That was the best one I thought for her. And we've done some. We had a sci-fi version of Link and Zelda that took third place a couple of years ago when they did a sci-fi version of the theme. It was a lot of fun.
Very cool.
And Crystal.
Hi, I'm Crystal Frazier. I'm the development lead on Mutants and Masterminds, and I wrote the adventure. So I'm gonna try to not remember any of it, which is really easy for me because I've taken a lot of blows to the head.
Oh no, can relate.
Yeah, I was a bouncer before I was a game designer.
I would not want to get kicked out of a bar by Crystal Frazier. I can say that with all confidence.
Alex has met me in person. I am distressingly tall.
And just full of rage, just that that bundled rage behind that sweet facade.
I like to think it's well managed.
Yeah. But like, there's a lizard part of my brain that knows not to mess with you.
Why does everybody say that?
Oh, awesome. So yeah, without further ado, I think we can go ahead and get started. So last time on Netherwar, we rejoined our heroes in the village of Terabava, reeling from the heroic victory over Cadavris and the subsequent abduction of Seven. On top of all this uncertainty, they heard from the mayor of this town that the necromancer would have a supervisor coming to check on her if she didn't check in within 12 hours. In response, the Liberty League banded together to help the town, with Deathgate sending Cadavris to a different underworld through the use of his soul vault, Dave repairing the town factory, which was damaged out of spite by the undead goons, and the entire squad working together to build a new underground bunker for the extra supplies the locals were squirreling away for a rainy day. Through the course of this, the heroes met a local man named Dolos, who delegated their actions and asked for them to forgive the locals for their cynical attitudes. After preparing the town for retaliation, the group met at Dolos's house, where Resonant performed a ritual to track Seven's location. It turned out that Seven had been sent to the Nightstone Work Camp, the seat of Una's provisional governor for the region, a man named Inquisitor Zobram. Dolos also mentioned that his husband, Kadrim, had been taken to this camp 6 months ago, and for them to keep an eye on him as a possible lead around the camp. The group set off and worked together to coordinate a camp-wide rebellion with Kadrim. They kicked off that attack and focused their personal efforts on stopping Inquisitor Zobram and his terrifying Magenta Guard. We rejoin our heroes in the center of his keep, with the fallen madman at their feet. So, I will move the map over to where you all sort of left off, surrounded by the terrible six-legged demons that Zobram calls his guard.
That is a lot of unconscious demons.
It was a lot. They did a great job, though.
A lot of tentacles and yeah.
There was a lot of teeth, a lot of biting, just
Thankfully, no acid.
mild slapping.
Just so that skeleton wasn't around, it was fine.
So, what would you all like to do?
Well, I think Seven's supposed to be here, right? This is where the guy was supposed to have taken her.
That's what we were told.
So
we
you
should-
need a quick recon.
Yeah,
I'm off.
right, speedster.
So, Overdrive, without communicating your intentions to the group, you take off.
Yes.
It does take you only a few moments to sort of scan the entire fortress complex deep within this magenta swamp. And sure enough, in the lowest dungeon, of which there are several, you find like 4 or 5 sub-dungeons full of people, full of experiments that are being converted into these magenta guards. You find 7 in the darkest hole that Zobram could throw her into. Sitting next to a rather irritated-looking skeleton who has taken one of his femurs off and is rattling them on the bars, trying to get somebody to come and pay attention.
He has to be really
It's that
irritated
skeleton.
for it to be
And just-
noticeable without facial features.
Without eyebrows.
Hey, if it
Every
works
time-
for just a toy fair.
Every time he rattles that bone across again, I'm just like, stop, stop, stop.
In my madcap dash, should I come across keys anywhere?
Yes, you sure did.
Okay. So I will fling the door open, trip the skeleton by his only remaining femur, and then unlock 7. Let's get you out of here. Hold on, this might seem a little abrupt.
New kid, what
And
are you doing?
And then zipping her back up to the platform with everybody else.
In like the 6 seconds that takes for Overdrive to manage all of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot
Taking
done
it
with move by
speeds.
attack.
So you just like reappear with her basically.
Yes.
Like jump that. Wow, that was
It's gonna deep breath.
fast.
In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. It's all good.
Are you okay?
I found her.
Yes. Good job.
I'm not okay. This whole dimension is sick.
Almost the whole dimension. The townsfolk weren't too bad.
No, I mean this whole dimension is sick.
it
Another
has a
world is
Cold.
kind of another world is what happens when the master mage goes corrupt, and I never saw it firsthand before. But all the magic of a dimension flows through a master mage, and when your master mage is sick or twisted or cruel, it makes their whole realm twisted and cruel. And just soaking in the magic here is, ugh.
So if we stop whoever the master mage is here, then we can fix this place.
I don't even know.
Hmm.
I guess. I know Adrian beat her with a wizard's duel to keep her from conquering Earth Prime. Maybe I can do the same.
Well, we're here to back you up.
Sure.
I shouldn't have needed your help. What kind of master mage am I?
Well, if these guys have taught me anything, it's that sometimes everyone needs help.
Yeah, we're
Even the
friends,
master
right?
mage.
This is
We weren't
too
just gonna-
dangerous for you guys.
Oh.
I'm okay.
All around.
She seems kind of uncomfortable when somebody shows any kind of like worry towards her. She's like, "This is weird."
All around you, you guys can hear the sound of the battle sort of dying down. The wider rebellion. It sounds like the workers have overthrown the guards. And the Magenta Guard, who have not been defeated by the workers, seem to be fleeing into the swamp on all 6s.
You guys started a slave revolt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Good work.
This is the best way to get into the castle and find you.
Well, thanks.
We couldn't leave the people like that.
That too. We're heroes, right?
Yeah, apparently.
So, what's the next step?
Next step is we find Una and I take her down.
Okay, I can get behind that. I know fighting. So where's Una?
She's gonna be at her capital preparing for whatever invasion she's gonna launch.
Okay, so where's her capital?
Hey, you, unconscious guy.
You sort of reach down, grab a hold of the Inquisitor in his big flowing purple robe, and this big old doom maul that he's been beating on your friends with for you don't know how long. And he kind of shudders awake. You were not supposed to be out yet.
Yeah, well, wait, yet?
You were to be my grand prize to Una.
Yeah, well, I'm a grand prize that's gonna deliver herself. And if you don't tell me how to find Una, then, well, I've got something just awful planned for you. Deception check?
Yeah, go ahead and make a deception check.
I'm totally bad at and mean.
It's like an
Grr.
intimidation check with quotation marks.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you got an 18 on your deception check. He kind of looks at you up and down. He's like, what do you think you could do to me that Una won't do worse?
I can tell Una how eager you were to set your workers free and help us.
I glance back at all the unconscious demons and I say, well, you saw me fight. I could punch all the blood out of your body.
I'm not
That's
talking
creepy.
to you. I'm talking.
That's creepy. That's really creepy.
Um,
And just like that, Deathgate wasn't the scariest person in the movie.
Look, I was going to deliver you to Una myself. There is a train that comes to our fair camp here. It is on its way to retrieve us. It has a direct line to Nethermoor, the capital of this Netherworld.
So we have to take the train?
I don't think I've ever been on a train before.
First time for everything, right?
I think I've seen one in Freedom City, but I've never been on one. And hopefully not... Sorry, I have a cat. And hopefully not a first time for everything. There's a lot of things out there you don't want to have a first time for.
Oh, good point. What do we do with him then? Do we give him to Kadrim and the rest of the workers?
There's some cells down in the basement that are empty right now. And a one-legged skeleton looking for a roommate.
Yeah, how is Dave doing?
Overdrive, I'm going to deal you a
fine.
hero point. Because as soon as Seven asked, how is Dave doing, you do see him coming up out of the dungeon.
I thought for sure I locked that door again. Ah. Stupid skeleton.
If it's a cage, he might have been able to
Turn
squeeze his way
sideways.
through.
Yeah.
You see that he has reapplied his femur in place, and he just... The annoyed expression he had in the cell, you see he directs his eyes towards the Inquisitor, and all of you feel like his brow bones like pushing down. You hear the crunching of the skull as he gets his angry face on his face. And he walks up to the Inquisitor and he like hands out a hand for keys.
All yours, Mr. Bonejangles.
He'll take the keys and he'll start dragging the Inquisitor down into the dungeons if nobody will stop him.
No.
I guess that works.
I don't stop him. I'm like, that works. That's fine.
I don't look back at Deathgate. Do we want to let Kadrim know what's going on?
Yeah. If anything else, they can look around. I'm looking as I look around the fortress. It seems like a pretty good rebel base to me.
I think so. I don't know that I've seen too many rebel bases.
I have, but
enough?
usually from the other side. It looks defensible enough if a little work went into it. I'm sure the people here are more than capable once pushed in the right direction.
I mean, they did all the work in freeing themselves after we
Exactly.
started the distraction. So
Like maybe nudge them in the direction of this being a good HQ and see where they go from there. Or maybe they even know other places better. I mean, they're the people from this realm.
True. So we should go get him, or at least go find him.
I look over at Overdrive.
You got it.
Very good. Are we gonna have Dave just pull everybody back? Can he carry everybody?
I didn't expect him to. I was hoping he would just deliver the message.
Well,
I
Dave,
guess
are
we
you
told him
delivering the
that.
message, or are you
I
grabbing
guess I should have
Kadrim?
said that.
Well, I really don't have a way to carry lots of people
Yeah.
yet, so I will just deliver the message. Foreshadowing. I will deliver the message. Given that I guess they're going to have to move lots of people and equipment, and we have other business to attend to, I will just simply let them know there's a sweet HQ hidden in the swamp, give them directions, and then back.
Awesome. So you run up. You do find Kadrim. He is he still has those very angular, sharp features. He's a little soot stained from the smoke of the swamp burning. You know, the massive chemical fire you all started to begin the distraction. And he gets this sort of relieved expression on his face when he sees you. He says, "I take it that means it's done."
Yes, and we've got a base for you to use.
Well, the fort would be a nice place to stay for now, I suppose. What is your next move? You and your hero friends.
Well, we're going to have to put Una to rights, you know what I'm saying?
You intend to free this whole planet from Una.
Yeah?
Here, I thought you were just crazy people running around the swamp. How do you intend to do this?
Look, I'm not the planning guy, right? I'm just telling you, if we got the brains back, you know, at your HQ, working all that good stuff out. I know. I could probably carry you and you tell the rest of your friends where to go. And I can get you there real fast. You can talk to them.
I can walk. It's fine. I don't need.
We don't have time for that. Come on, bro.
And he zips up and just stops suddenly in front of the group, and he looks as sick as Seven felt.
In through the nose, out through the mouth.
Why?
He's going to rip someone's
Deep
arm
breaths.
off.
Deep
Probably.
breaths.
Do I have whiplash?
Oh no.
What does whiplash feel like? Does anyone know?
Feels like that. Oh. I don't know any healing spells.
I think I left
He's
my
got
stomach
questions.
in the swamp.
Look, you'll be fine. Look, I run around like this all the time. Nothing happens.
That explains a lot.
Nobody else is... Oh, wow. I'm so unappreciated.
The question I was asking your fast friend here before he grabbed me.
Overdrive. It's overdrive.
Overdrive. Okay, overdrive. He says you intend to take the fight to Una.
Yes.
It's the only way we can stop her from taking over our dimension.
Well, I can point you in the direction of some context. I have friends who are working on toppling the government in Nethermore. That is her capital on this planet. If you head there, you can meet with Tayson the Doctor. She runs a clinic in the lower city, where she coordinates a small group of professionals dedicated to her cause.
Okay. I think, right? I look at the
That-
others.
That would be a good thing, right?
If you need a place to start. I don't know if your intention was to just walk up to her castle and knock on door and say, "We're here to fight you." That could be your plan.
I don't know. Maybe,
was planning
maybe
more
we
to-
teleport in.
Walk up to the castle and kick down the door, but same concept.
I'll leave the particulars up to you, but if you want to use our contacts, our resources,
My
they're-
methods may be a bit straightforward for this task, though.
they're at your disposal.
Thank you.
And he will
Big-
he will quickly write down a note. And you see it's written in some kind of cipheric coded language, but he'll hand it to whoever.
Or
wants
it's
to take
just
it.
alienese.
Yeah, it could be alienese.
Um,
Oh,
the
these are
next thing
nether
is-
words.
Oh no.
Not everything here is nether. We're not traveling through the nether regions.
That's neither here nor there.
Oh no.
Everybody and Crystal,
Oh.
last week's episode was called Nether Gonna Give You Up. So
No.
You all missed a great thing.
Now the next trick is to get into the capital city. Do we just, make a big show of it, or do we grab a bunch of robes, point to a couple of the Crimson Guard or whatever, and go incognito, or attempt to go incognito?
Far for me to teleport.
Well, how are we going to get there then? Oh,
Train?
someone mentioned a
Train.
train. Right.
Yeah.
Can we pass for locals? Or steal a...
Kadrim looks at you and he says, frown for me. Let me see what it looks like when you frown. No, I don't think you could pass for locals.
But that's my natural state.
Were there masks on any of the magenta guards?
They weren't wearing
face-concealing
masks, but they were wearing high collared cloaks.
Oh, that's always a good disguise. We'll cloak it up.
Yeah, they're sort of rich
already have the cloak.
magenta cloaks with gold embroidery going down the center of them.
At least one of those colors is, acceptable.
No fans of magenta here? Hard crowd.
I like magenta, obviously.
Most
Alright.
of Resident's costume is made of gold fabric, so that's her talking point.
I don't know if I'm getting booed in the chat or if Rick Astley is getting booed in the chat, but there's booing.
I'm gonna vote for both. Both seems right.
Alex, it's time to just admit you are actually Rick Astley.
You know, I have sang Rick Astley songs at karaoke and not that one. He has other songs. He has a new album out.
I've never seen you and Rick Astley in the same place at the same time.
It's true. Where is he right now?
He's running
Yeah,
around.
you're-
He deserted us.
If you're not Rick Astley, produce the Rick. All right.
So I guess we're grabbing a couple of high-necked cloaks and getting ourselves on the train, right?
Yep. I mean, do we need tickets? Do we sneak aboard? What's the process? Do they just pick up crates?
How many crates?
All the crates.
Kadrim, he says, "Well, I have seen people taken aboard the train and taken off to Nethermore. It's usually a very formal thing. It's not there's no tickets, but Zolbrim comes out and he says, 'These prisoners going to this location,' and then he hands off however many prisoners and they unload whatever supplies they need for the train, for the depot.
Does
They
looking
also
down at
they
or
also
looking
load up a bunch of the crates of the volatile chemicals that we mine from the swamp.
How many crates?
I'm gonna look off in the direction that Dave the Skeleton took Zabram. So was Zabram always at the train depot when they came? Because he's kind of more than 6 feet under at the moment.
Not always. Sometimes a magenta god was there.
Well, we just happen to have all these magenta guard disguises.
Dave, you think you can keep up with a moving train?
What kind of question is that? Of course I can.
Why don't you hand us off and then catch up?
That'll work too.
Okay.
Wait, did you just volunteer to ride the Overdrive Express? Yeah. See, I knew people would come around.
No,
No,
I'm
no,
volunteering
no.
to ride the train.
You are.
I'm volunteering to pretend I'm a prisoner.
Yeah, we're going to be prisoners. You're going to be a guard.
Oh, gotcha.
Then after you
Okay.
hand us off, you're going to catch up to the train.
Can we
So
make it look
I'm-
like there's not a giant rebellion going on right here from the train station?
We'll just call it a mostly peaceful protest. Everything will be fine.
Looking around, there is some smoke going on. There is some explosions. There's a few people just sort of loose and toppling buildings and other things. It seems like it might be hard to convince the train conductors that there's not a rebellion going on.
It's another world. There's always problems. It's
However,
fine.
we do have a master mage here,
I was
so
about to say that. Do you have any like illusion powers to like throw up a backdrop?
I've
Like a
never
matte
made an
painting?
illusion that big.
Just throw up a big like matte painting to cover it.
I get extra effort.
We're
To
gonna
try and
Wile E.
make a
Coyote
giant-
this.
Or
Yeah,
it's like
that's
it's
that's
like
exactly where I was going.
it's like a background for Google Meet, but really big.
So yeah, all you have to do is tell them.
Don't lean too far back.
Yeah, all you have to do is tell them that you caught Earth's Master Mage, and these 3 are guards sent along to keep me contained.
Are they gonna speak English?
Everyone else here has so far.
Good point.
I mean,
It
magic
is the universal
translation
language.
matrix.
Oh, that explains a few things.
So am I a prisoner or am I a guard?
You're a guard. Only one of us really needs to be in shackles, I think.
She's like 5'7". She's tall and lanky for her age. So she could pull it off. Okay.
Plus you
Because
can
I was like, I'm 14. I'm
float.
like, no, wait, she's tall and lanky. I forgot.
You can float. You can be as tall as you want
that's
and
true.
as tall as the cloak.
Just hopefully they won't notice I don't have feet.
Nobody looks under cloaks.
That's very rude. It's not encouraged in polite society. I'm bringing cloaks back.
All right. Do we have a plan?
Sounds
think
like
we
we
do.
have a plan.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do the talking as the guard.
that's me, right?
Subtlety is not my forte. I think we've
Who
Come
here
to that
can
conclusion.
lie?
Well, I mean, it's not really a lie if I say that you're the Master Mage being sent to Una.
From Zabram, that was the plan, right?
Fair. All right. Well, once the train starts coming, I'm gonna use extra effort to push myself and power stunt some illusion over the town. Make it look like. I don't think I can contain all of it, but I can at least make it look like the rebellion has been stopped and they're rebuilding.
Well, like, you don't necessarily have to cover the whole town, do you? Just the train platform. As long as they don't leave the platform, that should be a small enough illusion to fool them, right?
very good point. Only what's visible from the train platform.
Like, I don't know how this magic stuff works, but I mean, it sounds like if it's just like real small, maybe that won't be as stressful for you.
I mean, either way, it's gonna be stressful. I haven't practiced a lot of illusion magic. I'm basically just gonna have to carve out raw magic and shape it with my brain. That always
That
hurts.
sounds pretty stressful.
Does, yeah.
That sounds pretty stressful. I'm not gonna lie.
Need any help, Seven?
Eldritch taught me how to do it. He also said don't do it a lot, or you could have an aneurysm.
I love magic warnings that come with that kind of warning.
I'm glad I don't have that problem with punching things a lot.
Side effects may include.
Yeah.
So, Seven's plan is to conjure an illusion to make it look like the rebellion has been routed by the Magenta Guard. And just so I have clarification again, who's speaking to the train people when they show up?
I think that's me.
Okay.
I'd-
And we're throwing on cloaks and stuff.
Yes.
Alright, so everybody's throwing on a Magenta Guard cloak, except for Seven. Seven, are you going to be shackled, or...?
I mean, so long as I can take them off.
Yes.
Like, we do that thing where we're like, they're not actually closed, but like they look like they are. Like
From
when you have
that-
handcuffs, but they don't go all the way.
Ooh, from like episode 4, New Hope, with the Wookiee.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a Wookiee.
Has anybody seen that really old movie, Star Wars?
Not really.
Wasn't going there.
Alright, so... about 30 minutes pass before the train rolls into the station. You do see it as sort of this long, black, spiky, very evil-looking train. It's got that long black metal body, gold trimmery going up and down the wheels and around the box cars, and a couple of magenta guards do disembark. They sort of float. They glide, they don't fly, but they glide over to the platform. A couple of them roll out of the other boxcars and they start unloading crates that they're putting down on the train station. And one of them looks over expectantly towards Dave and the accumulated group with around 7.
Earth's master mage is to be sent to Una immediately. These 3 guards will accompany her. Find them a space on the train. Ow!
Go ahead and give me a deception check.
Damn, I knew you were going to say that. Come
So
on,
there's-
dice, don't fail me now.
There's
first roll
one,
deception.
There's one
Oh,
point
gosh.
of order. None of you have noticed any of the magenta guards speak yet. Just make that horrible.
Oh no, that's right.
noise.
Fine.
Oh,
it's
boy,
fine.
that's
You're
true.
taking a learning annex.
I think I'm gonna spend one of them their hero point things. Yeah. Let's
To
do
fix that
that.
11 you just rolled.
Hey now, we weren't gonna say it out loud. Okay.
Hey, Jace is here. He
Doesn't-
wants to hear how you roll.
I don't care what he wants. That's a little better.
That's a lot
That's a
better.
23.
Awesome. With the 23, the magenta guard you're speaking with, he kind of cocks his head for a second, like he's pondering why you're able to speak and none of the other ones can. But he seems to let that go.
Don't strain yourself. Just follow orders.
He seems to let that fancy dissipate into the nether, and he nods and gestures for the 3 guards to make their way aboard with 7.
I'll grab Seven's left arm and kind of like make the play act of like pulling her forward a little bit.
Kind of holding my hands in some kind of arcane gesture under my cloak and chanting to myself very quietly to keep the illusion up.
Yeah, what does the illusion look like?
Like it. There's still some smoke in the background because I can't make an illusion that big, but like there's a heavy magenta guard presence, and there's already a bunch of people like out with scaffolding repairing damage to the buildings, and there's a bunch of prisoners like in chains gathered in the street.
Beautiful.
So,
All right. So,
and then the second the train pulls off, it all just like
excellent. Dave, before you run off, the magenta guard you're speaking to, as he's watching the rest of the group sort of board the train, he does turn to you and he hands you a set of keys.
Okay. I will take them.
And he floats over to the rest of the group that is unloading the train, and you sort of watch them unload everything and then prepare to move into the fort.
Oh boy.
Looks like
Okay.
there's 5 or 6 of them.
Okay.
uh,
Once the train begins to move, I will drift to the edge of the platform until I'm out of sight from them. And then zip over to the fortress.
Okay.
The rebels are there, or starting to move in.
Yes, they are.
Hey, we got problems coming. 5 or 6 magenta guards with supplies. But you know, this swamp is a great place for an ambush, if you know what I'm saying. They gave me these keys. I don't know what they're for. You want them?
Those are for the train. Kadrim looks at
Oh,
you.
well then I guess I better keep them. My keys. Never mind, you can have
guard
them.
rotation.
And
So,
Kadrim sort of looks at you. He says, "How many did you say there were?"
5 or 6. Easy peasy. You got this.
We can handle 5 or 6.
I know, right? Especially if you hit them. See that spot right there where it's all swampy and they're coming across in the open, and you catch them in that crossfire? Just like Call of Duty, bro. You got this.
I don't know what that means. But run along.
Don't you people ever get out? Hey,
I've
There's
I see how this.
I've been in a work camp for 6 months. What do you mean don't I ever get out?
Fine. Well, peace out. I'm out. And I will jet off after the train.
Awesome. Yeah, so the train begins to roll out. Kadrim and his forces prepare to ambush the Magenta Guard per Dave's recommendation.
Yeah,
We're taking orders from Dave now.
I know, right?
Not even the skeleton. This is superhero Dave.
What makes you think the skeleton isn't superhero Dave?
Yeah. Time
Dave's
travel
one-
and stuff, you know? This is all kind of twisted.
I'm here
I
for
like it.
So,
So, go ahead.
when we get into the train and wherever we're supposed to be, I'm going to try to get near the edge of the wall so I can actually kind of put my hand through the wall so that Dave knows about where approximately we're at in the train we're at.
Perfect. And in a rare stroke of luck, you do seem to be the only people aboard the train.
Means we can doff the disguises.
Sorry, the monster that lives under my desk is being very grouchy.
Oh no. Calamity, don't be grouchy.
I'm gonna come out. No, she just wants to growl.
That's fair. Our Pomeranian is like that.
Wouldn't you like to go over there next to the heater where it's warm? No. Never get a familiar, kids.
So yeah, you all have free run of the train. It looks like it's only a few cars. It looks like it's mostly it's
Alright.
made to ferry back and forth from supply depots to supply depot, dropping off soldiers or dropping off supplies to the various outlying camps. There is a residential car in the back that is free for resting.
Oh, thank goodness.
And the centered car is built for, it has a couple of ballista on top of it, which you think is a little strange, but,
Huh.
yeah, you all sort of seem to have the place to yourself. So I will say Dave is easily able to catch up to the train and hop on. What would you all like to do while you have a little bit of time?
I'm gonna need time to rest and meditate.
How long do you think it's going to take us to get there based on the speed of the train?
Does anybody have speed sense?
Speed sense?
I guess you'd go up and check the odometer. Trains have odometers, right?
Of course. They
I
must.
mean,
It's
demon
another train.
trains? Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Demon train comes in equipped with an odometer.
It looks like once the train gets up to speed, it begins traveling around 100 miles an hour. So you are about 10 hours away from your destination.
Gives us a little bit of time to rest and recollect ourselves.
Yeah, and as the
Yeah,
engine
I got the keys
speeds
here.
up, you do hear this sort of the belly of the train almost like screams, like a damned soul, as the picks up speed and heads on off to down the rails.
Oh no.
This is wrong.
On so many levels.
I can't believe what Una has done to this dimension.
Is this what she does to every dimension that she takes over?
Every single one turns into a reflection of her soul. This is
Pretty
what's going to
horrifying.
happen to Earth if she takes over Earth.
I kind of like Earth. I don't want it to end up like this.
Yeah, if we can trick her into making or agreeing to a wizard's duel like Eldritch did, then
Is she gonna
And
fall
she's-
for that twice?
I mean, she fell for it once. I mean, her biggest weakness is her ego. She doesn't think anyone can beat her.
Did Eldritch actually beat her, or did he just trick her into some sort of give up scenario?
He tricked her into a give up scenario. He started
Oh.
a bunch of rebellions in her home dimension like this one and tricked her into a duel before she found out about them. She had to quit the duel halfway through to come back and stop everything.
So he didn't actually beat her.
Not technically.
Oh boy.
She's kind of godlike. I don't know that anyone's defeated her,
Great.
technically.
I'm gonna look over at Darkstar. Didn't you say that you and somebody else fought against her?
My I guess technically my father defeated her. Well, kind of my father, but I don't know exactly how. I was mainly dealing with minions at the time, but we don't really want to try to compare our strength to his because it's
Wait,
different level.
who is your dad?
Omega. So he defeated her once, and like she very quickly is very purposely not looking at anyone's eyes, like but he just because he did doesn't mean we can, but I'm pretty sure we can. I mean, yeah, we can do it.
Liberty League. Liberty League's taken on Omega at least once.
Right.
Sort of. Or at least all his bombs.
You must get your skin from your mom's side because you don't have that skull thing going on.
Adopted.
Oh.
For what it's worth, I believe in you guys.
Give us a smack to Dave's shoulder.
I mean, worst case scenario, I hold her off long enough for you guys to, I don't even know what, figure out a way to cut her off from her armies. I can throw everything I got at her. Eldritch taught me a few tricks. He faced her when he was just getting started.
You just let us know what you need us to do, Seven. We'll do it.
I need you guys to not do anything dumb. Let me do that.
There goes all my strategies.
Dave.
It's not like we're headed into the heart of her power at her palace or anything.
Wait, does she have magical batteries and stuff?
I
could
mean,
we
if she's-
disrupt her power grid? Does that work?
I think she's a
Maybe.
robot.
No. I mean, Atrian had his Nerian Nexus. It's
Oh, okay. No, I get it.
dimension. It's a sacred sanctum where a master mage retires to recharge. I mean, if we can find her sanctum, we might be able to stop her there. She'll be at her most vulnerable.
It ain't a big deal.
How would we find something like that then?
Well,
We-
Adrian's was a nondescript brownstone downtown.
Maybe
it's
that's
probably going to be wherever she lives.
maybe that's where Kidrim's contacts could come in handy. So we might
Yeah.
actually want to talk to them.
Yeah, if we can hit her there while she's preparing a ritual or getting ready for the invasion, she might be vulnerable enough for us to take down.
Okay. I think that works.
Hey, can you make her think we know where it is? And maybe then we could trick her into showing us where it is?
I mean, it sounds... I like the idea of asking the rebels first.
The rebels
I mean,
don't know.
before we start trying to trick godlike sorceresses.
Yeah, but that ego gets in the way. We can make this work.
I mean, the ego does get in the way.
We're about to have our many Bothans die to bring us this information. Scene.
Oh no.
Wow.
Perfect.
All right, then.
So it sounds like we have a battle plan for when our boots get on the ground at the capital.
Nethermore.
Nethermore. It's my favorite Dio album. Yeah. Is there anything anybody else is looking to do while this sort of trip is happening? Any
Yeah, I would
other
have called it
preparation?
Netherland.
I'm mostly just I'm
sad
very
I
much
didn't
on
come up with
guard.
that.
I'm very much just on guard, looking for anything to go wrong.
Excellent.
I'm gonna have a
There's food in here. We're gonna be on the road for a day.
True.
Yeah, there is food. you're not 100% sure what it is, but it does smell good. It has this very the sort of cinnamon smell to it.
I'll try eating some. I mean, probably got a stomach of steel, so.
Yeah, it's this. You sort of dig in, and it's this barrel full of this thick, sort of green liquid that
I've had
smells
worse.
cinnamony.
That color and that smell do not go together.
Yep.
I mean, it's kind of like Grandma used to make.
Oh,
Your
this
grandma?
is what Granny Smith makes in this universe.
Oh, bad. Resonant's
Oddly enough,
probably
it
gonna.
does sort of look like a melted green Jolly Rancher. That kind of green, sort of viscous color. Doesn't smell anything like a green Jolly Rancher, but it looks like that.
Dude.
This does not smell green.
No, definitely not.
This smells flavor blasted.
Ah, yes, Netherwar's Blaha Blast. We found it.
Resonant's
That
probably
90s
gonna sit.
talk we had earlier. That's where my brain is.
Yes, Resonant's probably gonna sit down and have a quick little conversation with her crystals and basically just kind of prep herself and them for what's coming up in the near future.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Aaron, for resubscribing. Who would you like to give your extra hero point to?
Ooh,
You can give it to me if you're feeling vindictive.
evil.
So Resonant is doing some preparation with her crystals and sort of centering herself. Darkstar is on the lookout, just making sure there's nothing crazy going on. What about Overdrive, Deathgate, and 7?
Can I spend the time and assume there's some magical library here on the train and prepare a ritual?
Oh yeah, 100%. What kind of ritual?
Good question. The design portion takes 4 hours per PowerPoint of the ritual's cost. So I'm gonna need a 2 PowerPoint ritual.
There are some pretty decent 2 PowerPoint rituals.
Let me open up a copy of Gadget Guide, which includes a bunch of rituals in the back. I think.
I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yep, page 127 has a bunch of pre-made rituals.
Gadget Guide is so handy.
I love this book.
Yeah, I didn't know there were rituals on the back of it, but Gadget Guide is a handy, especially for character building.
Unfortunately, all of these require many, many hours to construct. Spider climb. Yeah, the only ritual I have time to prepare out of here would be spider climb. So if somebody needs to go up a wall, talk amongst yourselves. I'll take a look.
Awesome. What are Deathgate and Overdrive doing to prepare, or as they're passing the time?
Just talk to Deathgate, I guess. It's like everybody else is all stressed out. Like, what's the deal? Like, you just do this stuff all the time, or what?
Not to this level, no. Yeah, nothing to this level. It's normally more of like, like knockoff second-rate muggers and thugs and a bunch of would-be, crooks that were calling themselves Larceny Junior or something.
I kind of wanted upon it, and I was like, well, I guess I live here now.
I don't
But-
know. I mean, it seems to be going pretty good so far,
Well,
don't
it
you
started
think?
from like the center stones and then just ran out in like a widening radius. And
Everly,
so I
we can
found
hear,
an area that
Avalon.
seemed like a
Oh,
good-
I'm sorry. I'll put on push to talk.
Oh shoot! I'm sorry. I thought you were. on-
No, I wasn't. That's fine. How do I do that?
I'm not sure.
Audio settings?
I think so. It's in Zoom, I'm pretty sure.
Can we learn our-
Audio.
Joy's Live Theater, everyone.
Advanced?
Yeah.
I have no idea. General? No. Mm,
I put myself back on push to talk.
I know, but still, like, whenever you talk, they're gonna hear it. So I'm trying to.
You can press and hold the space key to temporarily unmute yourself in the audio settings.
Oh. Testing. Okay, great. That's perfect. That's push to talk.
Oh, cool.
Sorry, she's playing a game with people. So.
No worries. So this is not what you guys ordinarily do, Deathgate?
Not to this level. Well, at least not since I've been hanging out with him. I mean, before that, I was on the other end. Never mind.
The other end of what?
I'm sort of on probation.
What?
Yeah. I may have gotten a little trouble before being sent to Claremont. So.
Oh. So Dave is kind of like very sheltered 14-year-old. So like, he's kind of like, oh, okay. So, huh. Well, like we fought these giant things and the demon things, and like nobody's even really been scratched up too bad. Like,
Are all of us going to Claremont? Because I am.
yes,
We were all students there.
Oh, I asked that in character.
Oh, sorry.
Because the only one I know was there was Overdrive, because I was there with him when we got sucked in. Because it was my first day. Because it's
Yeah.
only my first day.
Yeah, mine too. But like I said, this seems to be going pretty well. While we're talking, I know we talked about this a little bit after the last stream. Given that sort of my costume has been summoned out of the ether, like probably Overdrive is unaware of it, but I was just kind of sitting in the train and the weird flow of time in this place. The bizarre red and silver tangle that is his costume begins to recoalesce into a more familiar design. While he's talking to Deathgate about his wayward youth.
Time magic.
Dave?
Neat.
Dave, what's up with your super suit?
I don't know. It's kind of this. What the heck? Hey. So like, the silver and red tiger stripes have sort of resolved into the silver lightning bolts over the red, with that speedometer signal in the middle. Like, oh, Overdrive. This is weird. Like I didn't even have a name until like that last big fight, and now I've got a costume. What is happening? I'm a little weirded out by all this.
You're
What is
rolling with the
happening?
punches
Magic people?
pretty well.
You're handling it quite well.
You know.
yes.
Oh, thanks.
Netherworld magic is strange. There's a ritual in here to give somebody 2 extra arms.
Why?
I
And
could
one
punch
that
people
turns-
twice as fast.
One that turns beavers to gold? How useful can that be?
That is oddly
Depends on if you're-
specific.
Where you are, yeah.
What kind of
Oddly-
freakazoid would write these?
And there's a noticeable lack of beavers.
You're too young.
Well, Seven just introduced Chekhov's beaver to the story now. I gotta find somewhere to put a golden beaver.
Well, a beaver that is not yet gold.
Right. We need a world-saving use for a beaver that needs to be turned gold.
Team mascot.
Oh, I have an idea. Okay. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. I got an idea. Okay. Awesome. So a little bit of time passes.
All right.
The
I've got a chameleon spell.
ooh,
You know what? No, I'm gonna prepare the beaver ritual.
Yes, the beaver ritual is prepared.
Can I prepare 2 if one of them is the beaver ritual?
Yes, I will say yes.
All right, I'm gonna prepare a chameleon ritual.
Awesome. Just like an invisibility ritual, or
Yeah, it's
okay,
basically visual concealment with the blending modifier.
excellent.
So it'll let somebody be invisible so long as they're moving very slow.
Awesome. Cool. So
Dave.
yeah.
Come
Dave.
on, you can't give me that kind of a ritual. That's not my style.
So
All right.
as everyone sort of settles in for a couple of hours, Seven is preparing the ritual. Everybody's sort of bonding a little bit over the general chaos that the last few hours has been. As the train slowly begins to pick up speed, you seem to be chugging a little bit faster than 100 now at this point. It seems like you may have started going downhill. I would like Darkstar to make a perception check, since Darkstar is on watch.
Sorry, I forgot I was muted.
No
I rolled a
worries.
3. I'm going to say that she was paying attention, but she's been distracted by the conversation.
She's
So-
like, "What's a beaver?"
Yeah, she's very confused.
Why is this useful?
I mean, I understand the context of the language. It is something that beeves, but I don't know what beaving is.
Oh
Oh.
no.
Awesome. So, Darkstar, you are, as the Overwatch person, you are caught completely by surprise as a squadron of these horrendous adult-sized cherubim with sort of split open top halves of where their
They're
head was
giant
supposed to be.
babies.
Yeah, it seems like they had the proportional size of a baby, but stretched out to 6 feet. With sort of pudgy, long
That's
limbs.
terrifying.
And a couple of eyes.
It's worse than the split open faces.
And a couple of eyes sort of where the collarbone is supposed to be, that are flying on wings that look incredibly too small to carry them, carrying bows and arrows with flaming arrows, moved to ambush the train.
This is somehow worse than regular demons.
Seriously. I mean, I know it was Valentine's Day yesterday, Alex, but come on.
Happy Valentine's Day from the Netherworld.
Yeah, well, I'm about to feed him some chocolates.
Initiative?
Yes, I would like everybody to roll for initiative, please.
I mean, if they're attacking the train, they aren't necessarily our enemy, right?
That's fair.
That's optimistic.
It's true.
That's me.
It's definitely
Eternally
optimistic.
Encounters. The fun you can do when you just call something a winged demon.
Is the train going, by the way, roughly?
The train is going about 110 miles an hour.
Okay, so I can fly faster than it? Cool. I just want to make sure that if I flew out, I could catch up to it again. I can't.
Awesome, awesome.
Because I fly like 250.
Apparently these things can keep up with it too.
And I'm going to transition us over to the roll on Twitch, so everybody else can see the awesome map that I found that was created by a Reddit user named Intruder.
It's to Deadlands. And I'm like, now I want to play Deadlands.
Oh, I love Deadlands.
Yeah, it's super great.
All right, did everybody roll for initiative?
Yes.
What? The
I
speedster's
did-
going first this time.
I know, right? It's like things are starting to coalesce.
But Deathgate, you didn't click on your token.
Yeah, I didn't click on my token.
That's okay. I can add a turn for you.
I wasn't zoomed in far enough on the map to see us. So
No worries. I had to shrink it down because the map they originally made was for like 8,000 by 2,200 pixels. So I shrank it down to a reasonable size for the Twitch overlay.
Yikes.
And Deathgate, you were on first. Sorry, Overdrive, you were going to go first, but then
I know.
Deathgate
That's
had
all right.
26 compared to your 25.
I'm going to. So we've seen them already, even though they're outside the train, right?
Mhm.
Oh, I want to fly up and face the roof of the train, so I'm on top of the train.
Awesome.
There are
And
the
just,
WDs on the map.
Yes, they are the
Yeah, Winged Demon,
Demons.
duh.
Yeah. Just to clarify, the boxcar that has the ballista is open to the night sky.
Okay.
The one that you are all are standing on.
Oh, okay. So there's no roof.
Good to know.
Just
There's
in
no
case,
roof.
just in case anybody wanted to look at the ballista for anything, any reason whatsoever. So, Deathgate, you fly up. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna look for the nearest one and try to take it down. I'm assuming these are hostiles, so given the way they look. And I'm going to unleash a bolt of ethereal energy. That's the theory. I rolled a 25.
A 25 will hit, and that's a DC 24 toughness save. I forgot that I can whisper my rolls so they're not public anymore.
That just makes you doubly responsible for telling us what the rolls are afterwards, Alex.
Well, only if I want to reveal what the roll is. Which demon were you shooting with your ethereal bolts again, Jonesy?
Oh, the one south of us, closest to where I'm at.
Awesome. That one is destroyed by your ethereal blast. What happens?
Yeah, it just as I blasted it, the black and purplish energy swirl around it, and it just fades out, and there's nothing left of it.
Oof. Beautiful. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Just yelled to my teammates, so we've got 5 more incoming.
All right. Overdrive.
I don't know. They haven't actually attacked us yet. They might just be attacking the train. I'm going to take the defend action this round.
That's fair. So Overdrive sort of like pauses, moves to defend himself but not engage any of the horrible baby men, demons. Darkstar.
I suddenly feel useful. I launch myself into the air, and I fly at this.
Awesome.
Oh, we lost your voice.
What was that?
We lost part of that, I think.
Oh, I fly at him for a 250 mile per hour haymaker.
Beautiful. And what you get?
Sorry, I rolled a 21.
Perfect. That will hit. I will roll a toughness save. Looking for a DC 23. I rolled a natural 1 on that toughness save, so feel free to describe what happens to this poor, freedom-loving demon.
It's not as clean as what our magic friend just did. She's standing there, and then she moves so fast, she's basically at the creature, and then it's a red mist. Just
awesome. Yeah, your giant haymaker comes in, it slams down into its just too pudgy body, and it erupts and breaks apart into this sort of white grease.
Gross. This is really gross.
It's not the grossest thing that's ever happened in one of my games.
A little baby fat.
I had a Young Justice game that took place on teenage Bruce Wayne's face, and they had to fight animated pimples. That was a bad encounter. Resonant.
Our GM, everyone.
Oh. Oh.
Yes. All right. So, Resonant's turn?
That was Mr. Mixie's at Pitlick's fault, not my fault. Yes, Resonant's turn.
Okay. I believe Resonant is going to tap into her fire opal, so her eyes are going to become sort of orange, and her hair is going to become the color of flame. And she is going to target the 2 closest with multi-attack on her opalescent flares. So this is a -2 penalty to the attack roll?
Yes, because you're attacking 2 targets.
Yes, so we'll go ahead and roll that and take the -2 into account. All right, with the -2, it is an 8. So that is going to miss. However, they are homing 1, so they get 1 more chance to come back around next turn.
Does it happen next turn? I think it happens right away. I think.
Does it happen right away?
I have to double check. Let me pull up my hero lab real quick. Homing is an extra I don't see very often.
I went extra heavy on some of my powers.
It's at the start of his next turn.
Start of the next turn. Perfect. Awesome. So at the start of the next turn, Resonant, you will get to roll to attack once more with that power and still have another standard action, I believe.
Perfect.
The Winged Demon Babies. Yeah, what do they want to do? This one's gonna... A couple of them are gonna zip over here to Darkstar. Darkstar, what's your impervious toughness?
It is... How do I find... Where is that listed?
It should be in the notes and conditions section of your sheet, I believe. On the first
right
page,
from last...
on stats and skills, on the right, just underneath skills, your big list of skills.
If I remember right, it's 10 from last week.
That could be. Let me just check. Check. Oh, I didn't put it down in there. That was dumb. It is impervious 10. Sorry about that, Everly. I led you astray. Okay, so they are able to overcome your imperviousness. This one that's flying directly up to you, you see its bow sort of morphs and shifts into a trident that has flaming prongs on the end. It's going to zip up and try to stab you with a fire trident.
All right, I will attempt to parry it.
I got an 11, so I miss, so you're good.
Oh, okay, great. I kind of slap it aside.
Yeah, and then this one pulls back 3 flaming arrows and it's going to try to launch them into your back.
Can I parry arrows too? Or do I have to dodge them?
It's versus your dodge, so whatever your
Okay.
dodge DC is, I rolled a 15 to hit your dodge DC.
You hit me this time.
Okay, please give me a toughness save. With a 22, you are fine. So the arrows sort of sink
Cool.
in, but they don't cause any further damage.
Cool.
This one is going to zip over this way and take a shot at Deathgate. With the flaming arrows, I got a 9 to hit. That won't work. This one will zip over here and also shoot at Deathgate. I got a 22 to hit your dodge DC that time.
That's gonna hit.
Please give me a toughness save.
I rolled a 19 on my toughness save.
Awesome. You will take a bruise. So you fly up and you zap one, and you get like a barrage of flaming arrows in response. You're able to avoid most of them, but one of them does catch into your jean jacket and just sort of push you back in the shoulder.
Hey!
This one flies over this way. It's going to take a shot at Overdrive, who's taking the defend action. So Overdrive, please make a dodge check for me.
And if I understand correctly, the defend action counts as if you had spent a hero point, correct?
Yes.
If it's 10 or less, you add 10 to it?
Yep.
Well, it looks like it's not 10 or less. Yeah, I got a 27.
All right, so I miss the arrow. You're able to easily get out of the way.
What? What is that?
These two are going to fly over, and they're going to take a pot shot at 7. Boom. Boom. I got a 24 and a 26 to hit your dodge DC 7.
Both hit.
So please give me 2 toughness saves.
26 and a 22.
You are A-okay.
That's my DC.
Do you want to describe what happens as you survive the attack?
I whip out a streak of red energy that the arrows just shatter against.
Beautiful. These 2 rapscallions jump into the coal compartment to do who knows what.
Ooh.
And then this guy comes over here, and he's going to shoot an arrow at Resonant. I got a 15 to hit your dodge DC.
A 15 will miss my dodge DC.
Okay, so the flaming arrow zips out past you.
That's
7.
my shtick.
7, it's your turn.
I cannot fly fast enough to keep up with the train, so I am not gonna fly. Instead, I am going to... Can I identify these things? Figure out if they're vulnerable to anything?
Yeah, sure. Give me an expertise magic check.
29.
29. So you have you did read in one of Adrian's book about these hellish cherubim, and you know that they have a lot of the traditional demon weaknesses to holy blessed objects. They're also immune to attacks with the fire descriptor.
All right, they're fireproof, everyone. Switch up your tactics.
Oops.
And I'm going to change up my defensive magic to deflect with reflect.
Nice.
And I'm going to see if I can goad them into focusing on me. I guess that would be taunting
Yeah, go ahead.
or tricking.
Yeah, and you actually got a 29, so you do know that they are attracted to fire sources.
Fortunately, I can't light myself on fire. But if anyone can make it look like I'm on fire... Anyway.
I feel like this group can only set you on fire to make you look like you're on fire.
So, Deception 24. All right, you winged... All right, you flying toddlers. You came for a master mage. Come fight one.
You seem to have attracted the group's attention. Like a plague of baby locusts.
Oh, joy.
Yeah, you hear the noise they make is sort of like this almost toddler-esque scream, but there's just a grit on the bottom of it that's very upsetting to the spinal column.
Toddler screams are already upsetting to the spinal column.
I know.
Ugh.
Alright, so 7 is trying to goad attention while preparing the deflect/reflect. Back around to Deathgate.
Yeah, the train is actually going faster than I can keep up with it, so I can't fly off and catch up to it. I'm actually just gonna hold my action after I yell over to Overdrive! Me, you, Gold Car! Now!
I'm on it.
Awesome. And you don't have to hold your action for very long because Overdrive is up next.
All right, so I will zip over and grab Deathgate and zip forward to the coal car.
Awesome. So Overdrive,
Spooky and speedy.
Overdrive and Deathgate, you both zip over. Overdrive carrying Deathgate into the coal car, where you see these two obese children are sort of grabbing fistfuls of this shiny magenta coal, and they're shoveling it into the space on top of their body, which you assume is their mouth.
That's really gross. It's time to pummel them.
And
I have the movement to get up there and drop Deathgate off, and then I'll spend a hero point to unleash my selective area attack on them.
awesome.
So they get a dodge save for half.
So they will make their dodge save. I got a 19 and a 10, so one of them will fail, one of them will succeed.
Yes. So then a toughness save of 18 for the one who made it and 21 for the one who failed.
They both fail. What
Okay.
happens?
I guess if they're minions, as they're about to dump some of the magenta coal in, Overdrive zips by and unleashes a fusillade of fists into their bizarre misshapen heads, and their teeth clack shut on the coal, and they sort of slump down into the coal car.
Awesome. Deathgate, what would you like to do?
Sorry, Spooky. I guess I got a little carried away there.
No worries. I'm going to, and the coal car is an open coal car, right? There's no
Correct.
like roof on it, right?
Yep.
So, well, I'm gonna hang on to the lip of the coal car so I can pull myself a little bit to make sure I get a good shot, and I'm gonna just pot shot the closest winged demon I can see.
Awesome.
Which
Will
is
you give
this
me
one.
a perception check as you look up over the lip of the coal car?
Sure can. That's a whopping 6, Bob.
As you were.
So,
So yeah, you are free to take a pot shot.
so letting loose another blast of ghostly energy.
Ooh. Nice.
I got a 28 on this attack, which is a crit for me.
That's a natural 20, so your DC is going to be 29 instead of 24. I can't roll the 20.
Can I do something else instead?
I'm willing to hear it.
Can I catch the one next to it too?
I'm open to that. Let's go for it. So I'll roll 2. Alright, that'll take out both of those minions. What happens?
So I blast the one, and he kind of explodes in a ball of black, inky, purplish energy, which slams into the other one as he's flying, and then he also bursts into the same misty smoke, ethereal energy, and then vanishes.
Excellent. I love it. Cool. Good job, Spooky and Speedy. Darkstar.
Virtual fist bump.
Don't tell her fist bump.
I growl and I kind of slap the arrows out of my body. Just I slap them out. And can I reach out and like grab the one in front of me by the neck and then launch him at the one who fired arrows at me? Is that possible?
So you can spend a hero point to have the takedown advantage for 1 round. So as long as you knock this one out, you can make a second attack against the other one.
I will do that.
Awesome.
So yeah, I'm gonna try to grab him by the throat and then just pull back and just pure brute superhuman strength launch him at the other one, the one who shot me.
Perfect. So roll to hit the first one.
Okay, that's unarmed attack.
Yes.
Oh, and I spend my hero point, right?
I won't make you spend it until you hit the first one,
Okay,
because you need to have the advantage.
23.
That'll hit. So let me roll a toughness.
Now I will spend my hero point.
Yeah, I rolled a 6 on my toughness check, so you definitely
Nice.
annihilate that one. And then you can make... I'll let you make an unarmed attack against the other one instead of a throw check, because I don't think we have put points in
22.
throw yet. Okay, perfect. Toughness. Ooh, I got an 8 on
Bunch
that one.
of babies.
So these babies are not they're not holding up to what I portrayed them as.
No.
They're
Roll 20,
horrifying
give
looking.
us- Roll
They are
20,
still
take it away.
gross. I mean, take it for what it's worth. They are still gross.
I guess that's a blessing. Awesome. So go ahead and describe what happens, Darkstar.
Yeah, she reaches the teenager reaches down and slaps the arrows out of her body, and then she growls, her eyes like giving off this like this brightness of like a star. It's like this white light, and she reaches out and she with her hand she grabs the one by the throat, and there's like a snap sound, and then she hauls him back, and then he just throws him through the air. He somersaults through the air, slams into the other one, and they both just
Explode into horrible white pus.
they're
Awesome. I love it.
her cape flapping around behind her.
You do still have a move action if you want to move closer to the next
I'm
one.
going to fly over and stay above the car that everyone else is in, so that I'm kind of more visible to the other babies. Like do what I've been doing, and what I was doing before is like I'm impervious toughness 10, so I'm gonna try to kind of like tank a little bit and try to be like, hey, look at me, don't look at them, look at me.
Oh, I already got their attention.
We're gonna
I try to become a more convenient target than the other teammates.
Awesome. Resonant. What would you like to do?
All right, so those 2 opalescent flares are gonna probably actually dissipate, because I think both of the targets that were there are now dead. Or
I think
at
this
least
one's still alive.
that wasn't the one I fired at. It was unless that one moved.
I moved. Yeah, I moved him.
So that's the flare is just gonna, even if it was to hit, it would just smash harmlessly against it. Otherwise, it's just gonna disappear into
That's
nothingness.
not true. Please roll your to hit.
Okay.
As
As I roll.
empower him.
ask for it. That is a 27.
Beautiful.
For
So
that
your
flare.
fireball does slam into that winged demon, and its flesh sort of courses and ripples with the fire, and you hear it let out this very infantile belch as it grows in size.
Okay.
Ooh.
Hey, I made it easier to hit. All right, so that's the flare that had the homing on it. Seeing that, Resonant's gonna go, oh, that wasn't what I wanted to do at all, and
Stop feeding them.
I'm
Proportionally,
trying.
it is still proportionally baby size, but now it's 10 feet tall.
Seeing that, Resonant's gonna actually swap out and pull on her lapis lazuli, so her hair is gonna kind of go from that orange-red flame to a very Alexandrite almost flame color. Just it's a weird shift as it goes from that orange flame to more like a blue flame. And she's gonna produce 2 ice javelins, one for this one and one for the one that she just fed, and toss them out. So -2 to this one. That is a 25 to hit both of them.
25 will hit. So I'll roll for the little one first. It's DC 23. You do take that one out. And then DC 23 for the big one. That one succeeds.
Okay.
So go ahead and describe what happens.
So yeah, the whole oops, that wasn't what I meant to do. Swapping over to ice and just basically creating a javelin in both arms, kind of, or both hands, kind of floating above her, and she just launches them out, kind of underhand, and throws them at the baby demons.
Beautiful.
The one just lances through it and kind of pops it like a balloon.
Gross.
Ew.
Do you want to move too, or are you okay? This is my fault.
I am gonna move backwards and try to give myself a little bit of space from the one I fed.
Awesome. The demons. These two, the little ones, 7 has their attention with that wonderful deception check, so they will both
Hey.
roll to fire with their flaming arrows. 21 to hit your dodge DC, and a 26 to hit your dodge DC.
Exactly the worst thing for me to roll for deflect.
Oh no!
Actually, no, that's a 9.
Oh, you're right.
So that's a total of 30 to deflect the 21, and 26 to deflect the second one. I don't remember.
You will deflect both of them.
All right. Well, hopefully this isn't the kind of fire they eat, because they aren't interested in their own arrows. So stop the arrows midair, turn them around, and send them back.
How dare you psychoanalyze my baby demons? I mean, that makes sense.
Somebody had to.
Go ahead.
I'm using comic book logic.
That's true. I have to make a toughness check, right? Or you have to roll to hit?
Oh, I do have to roll to hit, don't I?
I think so.
It's been so long since I've used a deflect.
I know for sure you used it in our Titan City stream. It's a wonderful
It's been a long time.
But yeah, it's been a while since we've been to Titan City here at the Untold Stories
Oh
Project.
dear. Roll to hit. So one of them hits, I think. Does a DC 20 hit?
A DC 20 does hit. And I'll use the DC of the arrow, which is 21. Yeah, you take that one out.
Yay!
With his own arrow. And the big baby is going to basically land on the deck beside you.
Oh dear.
And he's going to try to grab you with both of his pudgy arms and put you in his head hole.
Deflect?
Yeah, you can try to deflect. Make a parry check for me. Or, I guess it's still a ranged attack. Well, it's not a ranged attack, but deflect is still a dodge. Yep. You know what I mean.
Wump. DC 26?
Let me see what I rolled to hit. I forgot to roll to hit.
Oh.
Oh, you just succeed.
Yay! I don't want to be at a baby's head.
How do you want to reflect the baby head attack? Punches himself in the face, I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, grab onto his hands with a magical force, and he starts trying to tug them away, and then let it go.
Quit hitting yourself. Quit hitting yourself. Quit hitting yourself.
My poor babies.
Hard to look dignified when you punch your own headphones off.
We're not here to look dignified. That's okay. Although I did wear a turtleneck today.
Yeah, you have the most dignified of shirt collars. You look like you're heading out after this to host. I'm gonna go with a BBC miniseries.
I wish. This actually came in for my Caesar performance. They wanted us to wear turtlenecks instead of costumes, so I got it today, and I wanted to see what it looked like, and I haven't taken it off yet.
So yeah.
So go ahead and roll to hit with the punches.
Oh,
The reflected punch.
trying to remember. Yeah, I guess it's just a straight fighting check.
Ooh, that's a good fighting check. Welcome back, Vermiclean. You are here in time to watch the group finish off the last of my horrible adult-sized demon babies.
I've never gotten to say this before, but stop hitting yourself!
Oh no, he knocks himself out. What? Yeah, so yeah, you've got the like magical energy holding his hands as he's trying to get in there and just try to get you and put you into the hole in his head, and you let go and it rubber band snaps into his face. Well, his face where his eyes are and his collarbone, and you hear him go, and he falls back onto the ground.
That's not even my action. That's just reactions.
Yeah, I know. And it's your action now, and there's one winged demon left.
Zap! So, summoning magic missiles of the Madrasas. 24 to hit.
Yeah, that'll work. Oh my lord. And I got a 9 on my toughness save. So, what happens as you magic missiles of the Madrasas this poor toddler who's just looking for food and sustenance in the wasteland?
I just, after punching the baby in the face, the other one is coming flapping in, screaming, and I just over the shoulder,
Awesome.
blasted off the side of the train.
Yeah, and it explodes in a shower of sparkling magic and sickening white pus as the train continues.
I hate toddlers.
As the train continues rolling away. And I will take us out of combat and to our break. You all managed to survive the ambush on the train.
We all knew there was going to be a fight on that train.
Nobody even used the ballista. I was very surprised. But that's okay. Everybody had flying and shooting powers, so that's cool. We will be back in just a couple of minutes. Everybody please get up, stretch, get some water, go to the bathroom if you have to. We do have the ads on our carousel if you're interested, along with the beautiful music that was composed by our friend Will Mackey. We'll be back in just a couple minutes.